My drinking team has a trivia problem. MD.P.
About ready to start. So,
Yep.
cool. Right on time. How many teams in so far?
We have 14 teams.
14, same as last. Okay.
There might be a couple.
Okay, guys. We're due to start at 7. It's 7 now. We'll wait a couple moments to see if there are any late stragglers. So figure 7:01 is starting time. Live from my Lake Katrine, we call it the lower living room, the den, with Marilyn over my right shoulder, and Trivia Rich over my left doing the scoring. Wearing his mask because he's at the house. And you might be able to see his reflection right there. All right. Cool.
I'll make an announcement in a second.
Okay. Bad Wolf is on the prowl for knowledge. Okay. While you're waiting, I'll tell you the categories in the first quarter. 1 point per correct answer. We send the questions to you via Google Forms on Facebook, and then you answer. We give you about 10 minutes to answer 5 questions. Categories in the first round are quarantine, I'm flying, deserts, medical, and sell. Once again, you have quarantine, I'm flying, deserts, medical, and sell. Let me send you the link to your first 5 questions. I think it's time to do that. What do you think, Rich?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here's a link to your first 5 questions, and I will post them for you as well. Question number 1. Quarantine comes from the Italian word quarantena, meaning 40 days. During the Black Plague, what Italian city made sailors stay aboard their ships for 40 days? Was it Genoa, Naples, Florence, or Venice? Genoa, Naples, Florence, or Venice? Here you go for your first question. Just to reiterate it for you. All right, question number 2. The category is I'm flying. So it went into effect just yesterday, according to an article in the New York Times, between Southwest, American, JetBlue, and Delta, which was the first airline to require its passengers to wear masks covering their face, or what else? Covering their nose and mouth, really. What was the first airline to require passengers to wear masks? Now, a bunch of them are doing it now. All those 4 are requiring it, but which one was the first airline to make it a requirement? All right, question number 3. What drug, that's question number 4. Question number 3, from Italian to Mongolian, yes, Willie, yes, Sue, yes, Rich, from Italian to Mongolian, what is the Mongolian word for desert? What's the Mongolian word for desert? What's the Mongolian word for desert? There you go. Question number 4 of the first round. What drug company with a name that might remind us of the Old Testament manufactures remdesivir, which shows promise as a COVID-19 treatment? What drug company with a name that might remind us of an Old Testament passage, an Old Testament story in the Bible, manufactures the drug? And I accidentally erased it. Look at that. What a yutz. I accidentally erased it. Yeah, okay. All right. So what was the name of the drug company that manufactures remdesivir, which might remind us of a biblical name? So I'm going to write that for you now. What drug company manufactures remeds? I know I'm misspelling it now, but I think you get the idea. All right. And your last question number 5. The category now is sell. So a salesperson might get an immediate bonus to sell a slow-moving or otherwise unwanted product. What is this bonus called? Is it a spiff? Is it a wife or spouse pleaser? Is it a bullet, or is it a Mike Perry? one of those four is correct, just let us know which one of them is correct. I always say walk it up to us, virtually walk it up to us, get us the Answers Trivia Ritual score, and we're looking forward to seeing your answers. Someone is saying that it is a great word, yuts, yes. Colleen Mulrady says the Facebook had the wrong link. Colleen, people are in, so you might want to try again. See if you can get in for the answer sheets. I'll post the answer sheets as well for you once more. Actually, I think that's it, Colleen. Give it a go. Anyone else? Colleen, what team are you? I think they're Ultraviolet.
I got you in the system. Is your team name, so I got it.
What team are you? Sue, there's a link on Facebook, but check it out again. Let's see, I'll post it on Facebook again, talking about the sign-in sheet. Okay, let's do that for Sue Paul. Okay. Sue Paul. Sounds like Supol. It could be a new drug or something. I want a new drug. I won't sing. That's not good. Okay.
Ellen Todd. That's the team name.
Oh, Ellen Todd? Oh, maybe, yeah. Ellen, your team is just Ellen Todd? Okay, that's cool. Or is she the Red Hookers or Ellen Todd? I don't know.
Ellen Todd.
Okay, so she'll be Ellen Todd. Okay. All right. And Sue, I've just reposted the link on Facebook, so you should see it in just a moment. Okay. All right. All right. Man, so I on Facebook, there was just this simple thing about whether you feel it's safe to do your regular social activities. And like most sane people, I said no. Man, I must have had like 300 responses from people, most of them saying no as well, a few saying yes. But I caused a real like debate between two of my Facebook friends, one a childhood friend who was in the camp that it's totally safe to go outside now. Yes, I did take some grief, Ellen, you saw it. And another former radio colleague who was taking the no side. And I just stepped aside and watched the debate because it was pretty interesting. Cogent points on both sides. When I say cogent points, I mean logical debates. So it got a little emotional, but anyway, I let it go, man. So wanted to tell you what happened today. So it's an evolving story. So I have Allstate for my homeowners and my car insurance. And my agent also runs a side-by-side independent agency, which I really paid no attention to. But they sent me a quote, the side-by-side agency, to combine auto and homeowners with travelers. So, I'm loyal to the agency. I've been with them since the 80s. Allstate or travelers, it really didn't matter to me as long as they pay claims and then cover quite well. So the travelers quote saves a lot of money, right? Updates the policy. But then I realized after I got the quote and I said, let's go for it, which was going to save me a lot of money, I might have opened up a hornet's nest, so to speak. So I'll tell you this. Yeah, I'll get to the hornets later. But typical of Mrs. Trivia Break, my wife, she's fantastic, but not really good at organization. So her license expired on her birthday, February 28th. She didn't bother to renew her license till March 1st or 2nd. But New York State DMV, as our most motor vehicle departments, are closed. So she can't renew because she can't take the eye exam. So I wonder if we're not going to be able to cover her on insurance. Now, my driver's license will need to be renewed on June 1st, but because DMVs are closed, I've got to pass until they reopen. But I'm wondering if Donna, being before they closed, might anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm totally thinking worst case. My son Dominic told me I'm just being ridiculous. I probably am, pessimist as I am. But I thought Mrs. Trivia Break might fall into a weird notch because, but certainly she can't be the only person to fall into that where the license expired before DMV's closed and stuff. So, speaking of those hornets' nests, some deal though now with those Vespa Madrinias, or the giant, the Asian giant wasps, what they're calling now the murder hornets. Heard about them a few years back. They had a video of what they're doing to honeybees in Japan. It's terrible. One or two individuals will raid a hive. They'll decapitate all the adults, and they'll eat all the larvae and the pupae, what have you. They're 2 inches long, big wasps. Their stingers about a 1/4 inch long. They kill about 50 people a year in Japan, and their stingers can penetrate beekeepers' suits. They've been sighted in Washington State and British Columbia, Canada. Scientists, entomologists, what have you, are setting up traps to try and keep them at bay. So how do they get here? Good question, right? They likely hitchhiked on a cargo ship from Japan to the Northwest, to Washington, British Columbia, and I thought this was total bullshit when I read it, but it could really be so. Wasps in general are considered a delicacy, believe it or not, in some Japanese restaurants in Japan. The article went on to say that someone could have shipped them over here for food. As Big Craig pointed out, don't know if he's here today, our defending champion, you can see the blame game happening where Japan will be blamed at it in a couple of years. So it was someone's fault, yeah. But, they probably can do, I mean, I'm not a scientist, not an entomologist. I don't play one on TV.
You can play one on Facebook. Though.
Yeah. What do they do? They say they somehow are able to sterilize males and introduce them into a hive, and then there's no offspring after that because then the males are sterile. So we spoke about the sales jargon, with that one question. I used to work with another Andre Parks, when I was in the mortgage business. He was a real shark, that guy. The saying goes he could sell a lawnmower to an apartment dweller. He had an auto sales background. He was the finance guy. Remember Potemkin Motors in New York City? He was the guy. If you got a car, he would do the financing. So he told me he had a sign which read Cleveland over his desk. Now, Andre was not from Cleveland. Said he was born on a flight from Paris to New York back in the 50s. But anyway, why did he have Cleveland over his desk? Because he would cleave you from your money. So that was Andre Parks, man. And he's still business from me too, because people will call looking for Andre. He said, "I'm Andre." He was Andre, but anyway. Speaking about sales jargon. So George Carlin's brother Patrick had a shtick about sales jargon. He lives in Woodstock, by the way. Used to do an afternoon and weekend bit on WDST a few years back. On the afternoon show on weekday afternoons, and Doug Grunther's Conversations, tip of the hat to the original trivia host, Doug Grunther. I'm sure he's listening. So Patrick had a bit about selling cars in Indiana. Now, Indiana, as Rich, as you might know, is not known for its Yiddish culture. But if a group of sale guys were huddled in the lot telling stories and not working the customers, the sales manager would walk up, according to Patrick, and say, "What is this, a minyan?" And a minyan is a quorum of 10 men or women, have to be over 13, required to do a traditional Jewish service, part of the popular culture, what have you. So, Patrick Carlin. I saw him a couple last year on Valentine's Day. In fact, I did a trivia gig at R&R Tap Room in Woodstock. Fun place. It's going to open again soon, hopefully. So he went over to the Pinecrest. We used to call it the Pine Crack back in the day. So Patrick was doing a gig there, wanted to check it out, but it seemed to be he was on perpetual break. Anyway, Jeff and Katiana from Norwegian Wood were there too. We got to hang with Patrick, but the conversation got very, very weird. Somehow it got to sexual lubricants, which doesn't happen all the time.
It always has to get there in the end. Right?
Yeah. So then it gets even weirder. Some guy, it's like 4 or 5 of us talking. Some guy whips out a stick of butter out of his pocket, mind you. So that's when you know it's time to leave. And Jeff ran quick interference for me as I made a quick exit. So thank you, Jeff. That was really nice of him. Hope he's here tonight. So other sales terms for the competition in radio, we call them yutzes. And my favorite from my Kirby vacuum cleaner days, it didn't last too long, maybe like a month. All our competition, we call them bowjackers. It might have been a wrestling phrase too, bowjackers. So
Rob, I'm on screen too. Okay. I'm just socially distancing with my beer. I can't drink through that, but yes, I'm on screen. Yeah. I make random occasional appearances, so you'll see me from time to time.
Yeah, you might see him also. See his reflection is right there. You can when it gets darker outside, you'll be able to see him better. So, how are we doing so far?
We have one team left, I think.
Okay, one team left. Yeah. Well, Tommy, the insurance company was supposed to call me today, but has not yet. We spoke this morning.
More beer, please.
No, they're never here. They just go the 4 points.
That's a no.
Yeah.
That's a no. Okay, we're good.
All answers in?
Yeah, all
cool.
answers are in.
All right, all answers are in. Very cool. Let me give them to you then. All right. They are as follows. Okay, so the quarantine happened first in Venice. It did. In Venice was where we first had mention of a quarantine. 40 days. They weren't allowed to come in for 40 days. Smart Venetians, I would say, in terms of that, back during the Black Plague. Number 2 is, and I'm flying, JetBlue. JetBlue was the first airline to require their passengers to wear masks over their nose and face. Hope you didn't think too hard about the Mongolian word for desert. The Gobi Desert's in Mongolia, and technically then it's the desert, the Gobi Desert. In the medical field, the Balm of Gilead, which oddly, is the name of the New Republic in A Handmaid's Tale. Also, my half uncle, my dad's half brother, Gilead, that's his name too. But the company got their name from the healing waters of the Balm of Gilead. And in sell, if you had a product that just was not moving, was a slow mover, you might get a bonus if you sold it, and they would give you a spiff. Mm-hmm. You might recall Calvin and Hobbes, and there was a character there that Calvin played, Spaceman Spiff. I imagine you got that also. They called it the last great newspaper comic strip, but it ain't around no mo. Stopped, I think, in 95. All right, meantime, round number 2. Hope you like the Addams Family. To follow, Rich is going to send you images of 8 Addams Family characters, some from the show, some from movies. 1 point per correct guess. We don't need to know the actor or actress or female actor. Just tell us the character they're playing. There are 8 images. Hope you have a lot of fun with it. My wife gave me that idea also. So Donna, very much a part of tonight's trivia. And give a big shout out to Donna because she's a nurse on the front lines at Kingston Hospital, now called Health Alliance Hospital. And my son Dominic is a transporter. They call them orderlies now. We spoke about that last week. And by the way, Donna took her COVID test, came back negative. Negative. Prognosis negative.
That's right.
What's that from? What TV show? It's a fake movie.
Is this from a TV show?
Yeah.
Why am I missing this?
I don't know. You give up?
Yeah, was it?
From Seinfeld, Prognosis Negative.
I had to go back and watch Seinfeld because
Right.
I neglected it for way too long.
Oh, buddy. Okay, I'll forgive you on that. Okay. All right. I guess I should send the next round of questions, right? Round 2. No, not the Junior Mint episode. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, let me send you the link. Meantime, as I'm BSing here. Here's a link to your round of questions. Death Blow. Yeah, Tommy's up on that. Here's a link to the questions, to the images. Let us know each and every one. Thank you. And you would get 1 point per correct answer. So, cool. Yes, on to the Addams Family. I'm not going to give you anything away, but I did tell you that my wife gave those to me, the idea. They say that the Addams Family TV show movies are the inspiration for the whole goth subculture. I didn't know that, but they say that's a thing. Morticia, Wednesday. Oh shit! Excuse me. Don't mind me. Fuck. Sorry. Okay, you might know a couple now. So anyway, it started in 1936. It started in 1936 as a single panel comic illustration in New York Magazine. Charles Addams was the writer and illustrator. Ran for some 50 years. He died in 86 when it stopped. The characters were unnamed in the comic until the TV series. That TV series was just fantastic for kids. My sisters and I, Carolyn and Jessica, just loved it. After the original TV show were the Addams Family movies. Addams Family in 91, Addams Family Values 93, Addams Family Reunion in 1998. And there's a couple more in development. There's Addams Family Reboot and Addams Family 2. There were also 3 quite forgettable TV sequels. 1973, there was an Addams Family cartoon, lasted a couple of months. It was for adults, primetime, I think. In 92, there was a kids animated Addams Family Saturday morning cartoon show. John Astin and Carol Channing did voices there, interestingly enough. Then in 98, you had the new Addams Family. It was a sitcom. Oh, wow. It was a Canadian-American production filmed in Vancouver. Only 4 episodes were done, never really caught on, so too bad. There's also been video games and a pinball machine, which it said is the best pinballing.
Oh, it was good.
Oh, you played it? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
They say it's the best one ever. I was afraid Craig might ask me for sources. I didn't bother to look up the sources because it's
So
not a
good.
question. Yeah, I think I remember it, but
One
anyway,
day,
excuse me, guys. Yeah.
One day I'm gonna have. I actually illegally, or
Oh.
no, illegally downloaded 6,000 arcade ROM hacks.
Wow.
I had it at one point, but I want to make it so that I can you can buy a cabinet and then put a computer in there and then run all the arcade or coin operated arcade games in there. So I'll make the box,
Wow.
make the case, and then have the joystick, and then you can go back and play all the old,
Yeah.
Mr. Do, anything you could possibly think of. It's there.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Wow, good idea. How can you monetize it? That's the thing. Yeah.
Wow, you're robbing from.
That's all right. What else? Oh yeah, you might have heard, sports fans. Don Shula passed away yesterday, age of 90. Lived a long life. Interesting guy. He coached the only undefeated team. The 1972 Miami Dolphins went 17-0. 2007 New England Patriots went undefeated, of course, to the Super Bowl when the Giants beat them. Eli Manning and David Tyree, they were the heroes there. So Don Shula, going back, was on the NFL Rules Committee. Fans and other teams would complain that he would doctor up the rules to favor his Dolphins team. It's quite believable because he wasn't above playing unfairly to favor his team. Rich, I don't know if you were even born then. 1982?
72.
Oh.
And then they went undefeated.
Yeah, no, but what year were you born?
78.
Oh, so you were just 4 years old, so 3.5. But
Minus 4.5.
yeah, so, but going back, 1982. 82. Yeah, what I'm saying is the 72 Dolphins went 17-0, but in 1982, it was a strike year for the NFL, a shortened season, and the New York Jets had a high-powered offense led by Richard Todd. They were playing the Dolphins in the AFC Championship game, and likely the Jets could have won because they were so strong offensively. But anyway, the game was going to be in Miami, and it rained the whole week before, like monsoon rain, heavy rain. But Shula, smart guy, would not allow them to put a tarp on the field. So game time, it was just a quagmire. I mean, the water was up to the players' shoelaces, and the Jets, because they had an offense so high power, they just were unprepared for it. Couldn't do a thing. Freeman McNeil, the running back, couldn't run. Todd threw 4 interceptions. I wonder if Richard Todd's related to Ellen Todd. I know Mary Todd Lincoln's related to Ellen Todd, but that's another story. So anyway, the Finns went on to win 14-0. They called it the Mud Bowl. Dolphins, though, karma, went on to lose the Super Bowl to the Washington Redskins 27-17. That's a story there. So, all right. Hey, Rich, how are we doing with? Hey, Maggie, what's the story? Jeez. I think the dog needs to go outside, so I'm going to take a quick break. Let the dog outside. Big dog. You don't want any accidents. So be right back. Come on, Maggie. You want to go pizza outside?
I'm going to sing some show tunes.
Come on.
Hey, look at that. The Usual Suspects showed up.
All right, good deal. So we have one other dog. Maggie is 12 years old. She's a big girl. She's a lab mix. And she's barking for unknown reasons because she's been fed and the back door is open in case, she has to do what dogs do. But she was barking for some reason. So, Some guy. Oh, we can't have that. Yeah. No, dogs are, they will bark if anyone walks by. How dare someone walk by? They have to alert me to those things. Yeah. So that's a story there. His father was a mutter. This guy Tommy's good, man. He's a funny guy. Funny guy. So, what beers am I drinking today? In case anyone wants to know, right now I'm drinking from Industrial. It's called VLIET, Villet or Villet. Velit.
I don't know. Isn't that like water Velit? Up in the, if you say that wrong up there, they'll shank you.
I think it's a Dutch word, right? Yeah, Velit. Is that what it means? Okay. Unsure. Anyway, it's pretty good. It's a Pilsner, so it's a lighter beer. I'm digging it. And later I'm going to switch to another beer I got yesterday. Today I got it at ShopRite, which not known for their beer, by the way. I got what was it called? A Tilted Orbit or Orbital Tilt? Orbital Tilt from what's the one? From Captain Lawrence. So I have one of those next. But meantime, I'm almost done with this one.
I think
everybody in with the pictures?
Yes.
Pictures? Okay. Okay. All right, all answers are in for the picture round. So that's pretty cool. That one's fairly easy for all boomers. And but they were also the movies. So I figured that would work out pretty well. Okay. All right, so here are your answers for the images. I will post them for you and read them as well. We have as follows. So image number 1, he was 6'9". Not Ted Danson, Ted something or other. He played Lurch, 6'9". He also, we'll get to him in a little bit. Uncle Fester is number 2. Number 3, of course, is Gomez. That's a Raul Julia Gomez, not the John Aston one. Number 4 is Cousin It. Number 5 is the aforementioned Morticia, played by Angelica Houston in the movie. Pugsley there, and then we have The Thing, which was always played by the guy that played Lurch with his big hand. He always did his right hand, but sometimes, just to fool people, he did his left hand to see if anybody noticed. Not that anyone ever did. That was the inside joke. And of course, Christina Ricci played Wednesday in the movie. That's the deal there with the Addams Family. Okay, we move on now to your third round. And the categories in the third round, we have sports. We have TV. We have music. We have famous quotations. And we have cocktails. Here we go now with your categories. I'll send the link as well so you can answer, because how else can you get it to us if I don't send you the Google link? Here we are. Okay. All right. Working on being a little more smooth with it. So as Ed Koch would say, how am I doing? Okay. Here's a link for you to answer the questions. So, and I'll read them to you as well. Why not? First up in the sports category, we spoke about Don Shula before. This one has nothing to do with Don Shula. If you are jonesing for baseball, well, ESPN has entered into an agreement to broadcast 6 games a week of what foreign country's baseball league? That's right. ESPN has entered into a contract to broadcast 6 games a week, baseball games a week, of what foreign country's baseball league? That's question number 1. Question number 2. In the guilty pleasures category, TV is the category, guilty pleasures. 90 Day Fiancé. I hate those reality shows, but somehow Mrs. Trivia Break got me into it one night. I didn't want to watch it, but it just drew me in.
Mind poison.
Yes. Anyway, there's a guy from Knoxville. His name is Jeffrey. He's an ex-con. He was a drug dealer. He goes to Russia, meets a Russian woman named Varya. She takes him into the Russian equivalent of a sauna. What is the Russian equivalent of a sauna called? It has a specific name. And is it a mikvah? Is it a banya? Is it a sento? Is it a bastu? One of those 4 is correct. Mikvah, banya, sento, or bastu. What is the equivalent of a sauna called in Russia? It's different socially, but it has its equivalents, if you will. Question number 3. In the music category, I know Ellen's going to get this because she's a musician. What string instrument has been called the devil's consort? What string instrument has been called the devil's consort? Let us know that as well. Thank you. All right, there's question number 3 for you. Rich is chuckling for unknown reasons. I'll get the joke later, I'm sure. Question, it's okay, buddy. I wasn't being like a teacher, like, okay. All right, question number 4, famous quotations. Democracy is the worst form of government except for all others. Democracy is the worst form of government except for all others. So who said that? It's multiple choice for you. Was it JFK? Was it Ralph Waldo Emerson? Was it Benjamin Disraeli? Or was it Winston Churchill? Sarah says there's no question number 3 on the answer sheet. Okay. All right, so we'll get it to you in just a second.
There is not.
Okay, there's no question number 3? Okay.
How do I can put it in there quick.
Yeah, put it in there quick. Okay.
All right, hold on.
Okay, we will send you question number 3. Then question
Round
3
3.
I know I always spell separately wrong. So yeah, if you can email it to me. The question number 3 was, yeah, you see it there. Cool.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. All right. String instrument there. Okay. And lastly, question number 5. Some future sunshiny day, you go to your favorite watering hole, belly up to the bar, and with a straight face ask for a fuzzy navel. A fuzzy navel is orange juice and what type of liquor? Orange juice and what type of liquor is a fuzzy navel? Orange juice and what type of liquor is a fuzzy navel? And I'm going to send you question number 3 in just a second.
I'll just redo the sheets. Hold on.
Okay.
Tell people don't submit yet.
Okay, don't submit yet.
Don't submit. I just I redid it. I don't want multiple choice.
Okay. All right.
You're on.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. No worries, as the kids say.
We'll send you just have them resend this. I'm gonna have them do that sheet. It's probably the same thing, but
okay.
Question 3 is on there now.
Okay, I'm going to resend the sheets to you. As Rich, you probably heard Rich. Question number 3 is on there now. So send us these answer sheets, not the one that I just sent.
The question 3 should be what string instrument is called a double consort, right?
Yeah.
It's there.
Thanks. Okay, so there's question number 3 on the second sheet we just sent. Don't send the first one. Our bad. Now, this is real. This is real life.
I'm gonna clear the responses. So Quarantine and Baby Carlos, resubmit your sheets, please. I'm gonna delete the responses.
Quarantine and what other?
And Baby Carlos. Because question 3 should be on there now, so just resubmit so you can put an answer. Or disregard your answers. I got technology works for
it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Oh, dogs. Normally I yell shut up to them and it half works, but don't want to do it now. Give you guys the wrong idea that I'm abusive to the dogs, which I'm not, at all. Hate that. Yeah. Yes. So, okay. Oh, yeah. We spoke about, I briefly mentioned Hornets Nest. I spoke about the Hornets. Yeah, I did already. Yeah. Where are we now? Talk about baseball, of course. So lots of American baseball players, as you might know, have played in foreign leagues. You might remember Lenny Randle, ex of the Mets, Phillies, and Rangers. He played in Italy. He had like 600 there. It's like Mr. Automatic. There they called him Mr. Baseball, and he actually recorded, before there were really videos, he recorded a video singing about being Mr. Baseball. So anyway, speaking of basketball, before, you might remember Latrell Sprewell, who then with the Golden State Warriors, later played for the Knicks. Back in '97, he choked his NBA coach, PJ Carlesimo, then went, ex of Seton Hall, right? So the story was, the Warriors back then were not a good team. And it was, I guess, Sprewell, just snapped. And so the story went, PJ Carlesimo told Muggsy Bogues, remember Muggsy Bogues? When they were doing bounce passes in practice, Carlesimo said, put a little mustard on it. Put a little mustard on it, and that would piss you off, wouldn't it, Rich? Oh God, those are fighting words. So yeah. So anyway, Sprewell went and attacked Carlissimo. They broke it up. 20 minutes later, he went and did it again. But he stayed in the league anyway. But going back to Lenny Randle, 20 years earlier in 77, Lenny Randle in spring training, he was with the Texas Rangers. He attacked his manager, Frank Lucchesi, punched him, gave him a concussion, and he was all over. He was losing his job to new second baseman, Bump Wills, who was the son of Maury Wills. So that's the story there. Ex-Yankee Joe Pepitone played in Japan. He didn't like it because he had to carry his own equipment. And more recently, Bobby Valentine managed there. One of his star players was Benny Agbayani. Yeah. Played for the Mets a couple of years. So they say the level of play in the foreign leagues is like what they call quadruple A. It's better than triple A, but not as good as Major League ball. And that's a slot that a lot of ball players fall into nowadays, where they're too good for triple A, but they will only be on Major League teams to fill in a hole for like a month or two or a couple of weeks if someone's injured. So they call those quadruple A players. Mets have had a few of them. Imagine the Yankees have had as well, like Chad Curtis, Aaron Alfier played with the Mets last year. Used to be a Philly and a kind of a quadruple A player. So story there. I am totally looking forward to the day when hopefully soon you can go out to your favorite restaurant or a bar or at a friend's house to hoist a few. I had a couple of beers last weekend, Saturday, with my buddy Will on his deck. He has a great condo overlooks the Rondout Creek. You bastard. But we did the whole social distancing thing like we're doing now, 6 feet apart. Had some brews and some must and a mule or two. So, someday you can go to the bar and order some kind of umbrella drink or be a tough guy with Scotch neat or something. But I do like those summer drinks like the Moscow Mules or a nice gin and tonic. Of course, there's nothing like the old standby, a nice craft beer. I loves me my craft brews from places like Keegan Ales and Great Life in Kingston. One of my original Trivia Break friends, Marakita, is now a brewer at Sloop Brewing in Fishkill. He used to be up in Elizaville, but they closed that one. Now they're in Fishkill. We're so lucky to have so many craft, microbrew places nearby, like the Industrial in Beacon. They're in Rockland County, of course. Clemson Brew in New Paltz and Middletown. New Paltz Brewery, which is in Meworthing, oddly enough. Cousins and Wappingers, he's pretty good with the stouts and everything, not so much on the IPAs. So many more. So can't wait till we get to go back out again. Don't want to rush it though. At ShopRite today, as I said, they got to upgrade their craft brews. Not much of them. Lots of like Coronas and stuff for Cinco de Mayo. But I did find some Captain Lawrence Orbital Tilt. Is that the deal? Yeah, pretty good. Gonna have one in a little bit. They had mega cans of the Baltimore Standby. Ever have National Bohemian? They call it Natty Bo there. Yeah, so they had like 25 ounce, 40 ounces of those. So didn't go for it though. So left it alone. How are we doing though, Rich? With almost there. Okay.
Can I make a quick announcement?
Of course you may. Yes.
We only got one or two more people. Actually, hold on. Because I think more beer please is not here.
Yeah, they're not here. No.
We have,
And let's give scores in a little bit too. Yeah.
I think I'm just waiting on Batman and Dread Pirate Roberts.
Oh wow, Dread Pirate Roberts. That is a that's a reference to?
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah.
No. I probably do, but
it's from Princess Bride.
Bride, yes.
Yeah.
It's another movie. Like it's love-hate, I think.
Yeah.
You either get that movie or you're like.
Did you see any of Homeland with Mandy Patinkin playing?
I heard he's an asshole.
Well, I tell you, I met him.
Did you?
Yeah, I met him at Lowe's. I was selling the solar panels, and he walked in, the Kingston Lowe's, mind you. Right away, I knew who he was. And I said, I'm not an asshole. I said, I told him, I recognize you. I admire your work. He said, thank you. Do you mind if I take your picture? He said, I'd prefer you not to. And he said, but I'm glad you asked, And That was our interaction. It took all the 20 seconds, but he wasn't an asshole. He was just, but he may be, I don't know. But I'm in a Facebook Mandy Patinkin fan group for that. So looks a bit different now than he did playing in, Montoya.
Oh, yeah.
Prepared to die.
Gwyneth Paltrow. I think I'm waiting on just Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah? Oh, that's unlikely.
Gwyneth Paltrow and Batman and Dread Pirate Roberts.
Okay, the new Team Batman, huh? Oh, geez. Oh, my word. Maggie, is it necessary?
I probably could have screwed up.
Just shut up. Please. See if it worked this time. Okay. All right.
I did have Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you did. Okay, there you go. Anybody else? Meantime, you guys probably saw me post about my haircut. I have to, again, a big shout out to Mrs. Trivia Break because she really rescued me. I thought I'd try it myself. So I'm in the bathroom. I got my razor I do my beard with, and then I thought I'd do a 3-all roll. You can see the gouges here, there and there. So I called her. I said, Donna, you got to help me. So I said, oh my God, what did you do? So she totally rescued it, man. You see my thinning hair there, but anyway, she did a pretty decent job rescuing the haircut. So big shout out to my wife who saved me there, because otherwise I was gonna shave it down, man. Just gonna go total. We're good. Okay, all answers are in. Cool. You want to give scores? You got the scores?
Yeah, I'll give you scores.
Okay. All right. I'll give the answers. Meantime, then we'll give the scores. Okay. It is hard to reason with dogs. Yes. So here are your answers. So the ESPN is entering into an agreement with the KBO, or the Korean Baseball Organization. The Korean Baseball Organization is what it's called. 6 games a week. In Russia, if you want a sauna, you're going to the banya. Mikvah is a Jewish ritual bath. The other are real things. Sento is a Japanese sauna. And the last one, Bastu, is from Sweden. They're all saunas of some kind. Devil's Consort, it's a violin. Winston Churchill had the quote about democracy, and a fuzzy navel is only orange juice and peach schnapps. You can use vodka, and then it's a dirty navel, I hear. Dirty navel with vodka. A fuzzy navel, otherwise, is peach schnapps. Let me hand the microphone over to you, my man, and you can give the scores. Okay, I'll step aside.
I got my mesky on. I wish we could be watching hockey right now, but we can't be. Well, you can be, but it's on YouTube, and it's probably from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to give a shout out to More Beer, please, even though they're not here. And they haven't been here in weeks on end. But with 4 points, I don't even know if they submitted a. Yay! They have 4 points. Alan Todd have 10.
From North Carolina.
Yeah. Brutal Suspects with 14. Useless Legs have 15. Mongolian Navy and Gwyneth Paltrow's Head in the Box have 16. Flashback Humor has 17. Freedonians Ultraviolet Inside have 18. Quarantine have 19. We have a 5-way tie. Everybody's close on this. Bad Wolf, Gwyneth Paltrow's Head in the Box. Oh, wait. I take that back. Gwyneth Paltrow's Head in the Box is 20. Jack Nicolas Cage has 20. It's a good team name. Batman has 20. Later than a Poughkeepsie period. Oh, God. Has 20.
That's so funny.
My drinking team has a trivia problem, has 21. Dread Pirate Roberts has 21. Cinco de Penguins, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on the Korea one, because you put Korea on there, and I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
Have 22, and tied for first out with Cinco de Penguins. Baby Carlos has 22.
Nice.
So we're halfway through, baby. Halfway through.
Halfway home, and we'll be there by morning.
Quick announcement. Oop. Sorry. Andre's far enough away. So tonight's grand prize winner is going to get a $25 gift card to Deuce's Restaurant. I know I posted before. If you guys are still hungry, you can either, obviously not now, go pick it up because you're missing trivia, which would be shitty. But
You can call them, Grubhub, do DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever. But if you order any food, today's Taco Tuesday. They have some really great. I actually picked up some tacos, and I'm not going to condone drinking and driving, but I had a couple of road margaritas for $5. No, I didn't drink it. We had a whole party left, but the margaritas are great for $5. They got great beer specials, but they have a whole. If you look at their Facebook page, they have really good food. And if you buy food tonight, you get free dessert. And I have a couple of actually free appetizer and dessert coupons for you guys for the winning team. Look at that. Look at that belly.
You got your buddies there too.
Look at that, yeah. You got the crotch shot. Thank you, Andre.
No problem.
But so anyway, but yeah, you can. I think they're open until 9 o'clock. But if you guys want food and you're in Poughkeepsie in that area, give them a shout. They'll deliver to you. But they have some really kick-ass food. Danny's a great guy. The whole staff there is awesome. And like I said, you're going to win a $25 gift card to Deuces if you guys win tonight. And but yeah.
And any out-of-towners,
any out-of-towners, we'll take care of you. But yeah, any which way. That's we're going around 4.
Yeah.
I got my mask back on. Now you can't see me in the reflection, and you can't say I'm not social distancing.
Yeah. Is the reflection working again today? Let's see. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, there I am.
Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Traffic light on 95. Good to know. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Ellen and I used to own a house in Tivoli, and she has moved on to North Carolina now. Very cool. So, and hi, Ellen. Glad you're here. Our next category, next round is round 4. All about Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo today. Why not? Here are your Cinco de Mayo. They want to know if the stragglers got a score, Rich.
Oh, the stragglers. Yeah. How did I miss you guys? The stragglers have 11.
You probably heard them, but stragglers have 11 points.
Boy, did I miss it? I'm sorry. Wait a minute. That's not right.
No?
Nope. Stragglers have 19.
Stragglers have 19 for stragglers. So your categories in about Cinco de Mayo are Mexico versus. Question number 2, Independence Day. Hey, get me one of those. Yeah, thank you. Question number 3, beer. Question number 4 is sports, and question number 5 is war hero. And meantime, I'm going to send you the link to your next series of questions. Here we go. All right. In the Cinco de Mayo category, because today is Cinco de Mayo. So here we go. Send you the score sheets now, guys. Here it is. Okay. Oh, thank you, buddy. All right. So once again, and I'll read you the questions, if you will. Okay. In the Mexico versus, Cinco de Mayo, by the way, is not Mexico's Independence Day. It commemorates a Mexican army victory in a battle versus what country? Cinco de Mayo is not Mexico's Independence Day, despite what people think. It commemorates, by the way, a victory in a battle versus what foreign country? Cinco de Mayo. Question number 2, this category. Mexican Independence Day, by the way, is September 16th, when a small town priest issued a call to arms against their oppressors. What event came to be known? The event came to be known as the cry of what? The cry of what? Here are your choices. The cry of what? Was it the cry of Hidalgo, the cry of Dolores, the cry of Maria, or the cry of Allende? The cry of Allende. Let me just delete a couple of characters here. Okay, the cry of Hidalgo, the cry of Dolores, the cry of Maria, or the cry of Allende. One of those 4 is correct. Mexican Independence Day. Question number 3. From the most interesting man in the world to finding your beach, Mexico Brews some fine Pilsner beers established in 1891 with hops from what's now known as the Czech Republic. What is Mexico's oldest beer? What is Mexico's oldest beer? You've seen it. What is Mexico's oldest beer in terms of longevity? What's Mexico's oldest beer? And question number 4 on the Cinco de Mayo round. Hailing in the sports category. Sports! Hailing from Mexico, Saul Alvarez, Better Call Saul. Saul Alvarez is the world's middleweight and light heavyweight boxing champion. With his distinctive red hair, he's better known by what name? Something else Alvarez, something Alvarez. Hailing from Mexico, he is. Saul Alvarez is the world's middleweight and light heavyweight boxing champion. With his distinctive red hair, he's better known by what nickname? With his last name, but he's better known by what nickname? And number 5, question number 5 on the Cinco de Mayo round. Number 5. War hero. What general, multiple choice, what general led the Mexican army to victory at the Battle of Puebla on Cinco de Mayo in 1862? Was it Santa Anna? Was it Zaragoza? Was it Juarez? Was it Pancho Villa? What general led Mexico to victory in the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862? Was it Santa Anna? Was it Zaragoza? Was it Juarez? Was it Pancho Villa? One of those 4 is your correct answer. Those are your 5 questions, guys. We'll give you about 10 minutes to let us know, and then we'll score it up. And we'll wait for you to answer. So, the TV category before. I mentioned I have watched 90 Day Fiancé a couple of times. A guilty pleasure. I kind of watched it the other night with the Vanya episode. And it turns out that's not working out too well for those two, for Vanya and Jeffrey from Charlotte, from Knoxville, Tennessee. There's one guy though, Ed Brown from the San Diego area, who has a fiance from the Philippines. Also not working out too well. I think that's got to be the gig there.
I saw that guy. He's got like no neck.
Thanks. I was going to go for that, Rich, but it's all right, buddy. But he does have no neck. It's not a match made in heaven. So, and my joke was, forget about looking for Carol Baskin's husband. I say someone ought to find his neck. But meantime, okay.
He's actually like, if there's all pictures of him.
Yeah.
And he's like a normal looking, decent guy. So
yeah.
I don't know what happened, but he became like a hobbit.
Yeah, he rivals Walt No Neck Williams, baseball player. But anyway, you should feel bad about that though, because he has a condition called Klippel-Feil syndrome, which causes fusing of the neck vertebrae. So like he has 2 vertebrae that are fused together. So he never had a big neck, but now that he gained weight, it just looks like he has limited movement, all that stuff.
Blue pills for
that. So enough of the body shaming already. So he's got a condition, the poor guy, but poor bastard. But anyway, it's a funny show. He's a funny guy, but he looks. Oh man, now I'm body shaming again. So poor Ed Brown, downtown Ed Brown. Wow, this is good. Oh my God,
isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the first one you had.
It is.
I'm on 7. I'm getting
Orbital Tilt from Captain Lawrence. I've never been there. Mariquita, by the way, was a brewer at Captain Lawrence before, also. So she's pretty talented. Pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty good.
So speaking about Mexico, they're not known for their tap beers at all, or tap beers in general, or craft beer at all. I was looking it up. There's maybe only 1 or 2 craft brewers in Mexico. So it just hasn't caught on. Now, there are common myths, by the way, as to why limes are put into Coronas or Tecates or any of the Mexican beers, Sols or anything like that. The myths are as follows. The lime was originally to plug the neck of the bottle so as to keep flies and other insects out of the beer. The lime was used to clean the top of the bottle to ensure it was sanitary before you put your lips to the glass. The acidity of the lime, they said, was to kill anything that could be harmful to tourists. Actually, not very likely at all. Over time, tourists began to push the lime into the bottle, which brings us to today's common occurrence of adding lime to Mexican beers. They really do not put limes into the beer in Mexico at all. It's just an American thing. It's traditional, kind of. I got pretty good. My technique was I would push the lime into the beer with my thumb. My thumb is just wide enough that it could totally cover the top. then I turn it upside down, so then the lime would just go all through the beer. Very funny story. So Donna and I went to, before we got married, a friend of mine, Lena, had a condo in Myrtle Beach, and she would rent it out to friends. We rented it for a week, and we went to some beachside bar in Myrtle Beach, and Donna wanted to try it. So she got her finger stuck in the beer. She's smaller. And she tried to get it out. She started shaking the beer.
Oh,
and I thought she was just flipping out, like going nuts, because the beer was foaming out all over the place on people around us. And, oh my God. So she was able to yank it out eventually, but I thought, man, anyway. So the people that got beer on them, they were pretty cool. But man, you know they say if you're at a bar or restaurant and people are arguing, couples are arguing, rather than ignore it, you really want to give it a listen to hear what they were arguing about.
Oh, yeah.
So this woman invited them down. I remember the argument to visit at Myrtle Beach, and this dude was totally a player, and he was so out there, so totally admitting to it, And anyway, it was kind of awkward to listen to, but they're the ones that got the beer on themselves, so we felt okay about that. And the woman there had you know what a whale tail is, right?
Yeah.
So she was sporting a big whale tail. So, but that was a style, it's fashion, man. So you can't knock it. And that was a story there. So that was the beer story with Donna with the thumb in the Corona. And let's see what else. Okay, man, I'm done with my talking points. I think I went to all of them. Got the insurance. I'm still waiting for my insurance agent to get back. I think it'll be okay. We'll find out. Yeah. So, hey, Rich, Sue Paul, by the way, Rich wants to know if your tattoo is Lucille Ball's tattoo on your arm. I don't think it is.
Ball.
No. What is your tattoo of anyway?
Lucille, I think Lucille.
Yeah, it's not Lucy Ball at all. So,
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's a question. We know there's a museum for the National Museum of Comedy. So, yeah, let's check out the tattoo.
This is going to be another good shout out.
Okay, shout out. Okay.
So, Ryan and Anthony are watching right now, and they're the PK period ones, which is great. But her husband Anthony did this. I'm sorry, it's all the way around. It's an Indiana Jones piece, and it's a work in progress. But Anthony does amazing work. I mean, he did the plane last year, and the map on here. Yeah. But it goes all the way around. A lot of work, many hours of pain and suffering, but it's all worth it. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the Revenant Gallery kicks ass, man. But I love those guys. But not Lucille Ball. But I like the shout out to Lucille Ball.
Oh, speaking of shout out to Sue Lichtenberg, who has created these masks for myself and Donna, but also for the nurses at Kingston Hospital. They can't wear these when they're working, but they wear them outside. They all are appreciative of it too. So thank you for the mask. I like the green one also. How soon? How much more time on the?
Couple more minutes.
We got minutes. Okay.
We got most.
Most teams are in. We're waiting for. Okay.
We're waiting.
Waiting on a couple, I guess, but let's see. It's 8 o'clock, so we only have a couple more rounds.
We're doing all right.
Doing all right. Yeah. A few more teams. Okay, so we're waiting on them. So Donna with the Mexican beer. Another story. Donna and I on our honeymoon back in 2008, man, 12 years already, of wedded bliss. So we went to a resort in the Dominican Republic, and we paid for a presidential suite of some kind, a honeymoon suite. And when we got there, it wasn't ready. Oh, Christ. So, all right, so they put us in another one. But like the other one, it was like we were there for a couple days. Nothing really it wasn't, what we wanted, but we decided not to make a deal of it. And then, so then 2 days in, they told us, "Oh, your honeymoon suite is ready." So in the in the rush to go to the real suite, Donna left like a nice dress behind, and lost it. We couldn't get it again. They won't go into the room to find it. So then we get to the honeymoon suite, and like nothing's working. The hot tub has a crack in it. So we decided, man, are we just gonna complain the whole time or just make the best of it? So call my travel agent. They're out of business now, but it was Goodwill Travel at the Plaza. Maybe they're still in business. We just to complain, and we figured she could do nothing. She called back later that day, Rich, and said that the resort, the Excellence Resort, said that if we wouldn't mind, they were going to give us a free trip, a 10-day trip next year at any one of their resorts for free. We had to pay for our own airfare. So we took advantage of it. And next year we went to the one they had in Mexico. Speaking of Mexico, it was on the Yucatan and Playa Riviera, I think it's called, something like that. And it was their flagship resort. And it was so much nicer, better. But the one in Dominican was kind of cool because they just bought it from Sandals, so it wasn't up to their standard. But the Dominican people they're so much fun. So all teams are in? Mm-hmm. Okay, I had another story about my stay in the Dominican, but we could do that for another time. All right. Okay, all teams are in. Let's give you the answers, shall we, to your last round. Cinco de Mayo answers, if you will. All right. So the initial victory for Cinco de Mayo on Cinco de Mayo was versus France. Yes, the Mexican army defeated France on Cinco de Mayo back in the day. Not the Mexican Independence Day, but it did rally the Mexican citizenry to think they could beat a foreign. Back then France was quite the military. Not that they're not now, but that was Napoleon they beat. So come on, that's something. It is the Cry of Dolores is the name of the Mexican Independence Day. The Cry of Dolores sounds so cool. The oldest beer in Mexico with hops from the Bohemia region of the Czech Republic, and the beer is Bohemia. Did anyone get that?
Yes, they did.
Oh wow, that's impressive. The boxer, fantastic boxer. He beat my favorite boxer, Gennady Golovkin, in a controversial decision. Canelo Alvarez, red hair. Kind of looks like a guy I used to work with, but that guy wasn't a boxer. And Ignacio Zaragoza won the Battle of Puebla. Anyone get Zaragoza? It's impressive as well. I don't know if they guessed or if they knew, but Zaragoza won the Battle of Puebla back on, I think it was 1862 on May 5th. Okay. Oh. You certainly may. Yes, Rich wrote this round, so send me the link. I'll post it, and then you can. Yeah, did you just send it? Or okay, cool. So Rich is going to introduce this round because he's the one who created it, and hang for that. And I'll have him introduce it. Here you go. And Barbara, that's good to know. You can be a travel agent. Fantastic. Okay. All right. I'll let you introduce it, my man. Here you go. Good to go.
So the next round. There's going to be 5 questions. I think did I do 5 or I think I did 6. I did 6. I think I was inspired. I was the late last week or the week before. I was up super late, and Howard Stern's Private Parts was on, and you're always curious as to how TV stations and radio stations get their call letters. So this is going to be a round of what the call letters are for TV stations and radio stations. So the number one, obviously, you see on the sheet is WNBC. So you have to tell me what WNBC stands for and the subsequent other ones. But they're not too difficult, but I was going to get a little esoteric, but I figured I'm not going to bang you over the head. So, figure out what those call letters stand for, and I will score them over in the corner here.
All right. So I said in the sheet, right? There we go. Okay. So, oh wow, almost knocked your beer over. That would be a travesty. Yeah, that would be terrible. Okay. Let me give you I'll send them to you as well. So you had question 1, WN. Howard used to work with that one. So you had WNBC. Okay. Number 2, we go from NBC to a local station, WPDH. Sorry for you out-of-towners. Ellen Todd might remember. I don't think Sue Paul would know unless Sue Paul used to work at the campus radio station Fredonia, but I don't think she would know WPDH, but she could give it a go. Next one, we go from WPDH to WCBS, News Radio 88 on your AM dial, WCBS. What does CBS stand for? I think you'll get that one. That could be a gimme, perhaps. Moving on from WCBS, your next one is WGN that's out of Chicago. Chicago, yeah. The station, the city of big shoulders. What's that from? WGN Chicago. Next up, we go from Chicago. We go now. I think your next one is. Locally, the TV station WRNN. WRNN.
I missed one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed one.
All right, I will send it to him a little bit. WRNN used to be WTZA, which stood for Tappan Zee to Albany, by the way, but now it's WRNN. They changed.
I'll make that number. I'll make that number 6.
Okay. All right.
I'll make RNN number 6.
Okay. RNN is number 6, and then we have in New York City WOR. Both. I don't know if they're still on, but I know the TV station's still there. But I don't know if WOR radio is still there. So WOR. And you said there's one missing, Rich?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in there right now. So
okay.
if
you're going to send it to me?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm going to.
Cool, bro. All right. And by the way, I think did everyone answer our
mystery boat?
Yeah. Okay. It is Governor DeSantis from Florida. The beaches are open. Reminds us a bit of Mayor Vaughn in Jaws. The beaches are open. Amity beaches are open.
I'm gonna reset the sheets.
Yeah.
So resubmit. You just resubmitted.
Okay. So you probably heard Trivia Rich. He's gonna send you a new spate of sheets, if you will. So don't answer the last one. Don't send that one. Send this one, which has the one that was missing. So send it to us. So yeah, Mayor Vaughn, the beaches are open. Donna wants to go to Florida beaches, but I say let's wait until we see, what could happen. I don't want to rush that kind of thing. Meantime, so radio. You guys know I used to work in radio. Did you work in radio, Rich? No. So.
Nah, the college radio. That was about it.
What was your college station called?
It was Dutchess.
Do you know what the calls were or anything like that? That's okay. Not testing it. All right. Okay. My college radio station was WCVF, which, can you guess what it stood for?
CVF?
Yeah. CVF.
CVF.
Sue knows. Both Sues used to work there. Well, Sue, my ex-wife Sue didn't work there, but my friend Sue worked there.
From Fredonia?
Campus Voice of Fredonia. Yeah, CVF. So I used to work at WGHQ in Kingston. That was general headquarters. WBPM, people thought it meant beats per minute, but it did not. It was best popular music, WBPM.
I was going to do WCCC, covering Connecticut's capital. Howard Stern worked there.
Oh, yeah.
He would have gotten that.
Yeah. You know what WDST stands for in Woodstock?
WDST.
It just means Woodstock.
Woodstock. Yeah.
WKNY, you can guess that, of course. Kingston, New York.
Yeah.
In Jamestown, I worked for an AM station and their sister FM station. It was WKSN and WHUG, which was Kiss and Hug, of course. Kiss and Hug. But they would not embrace that. They thought it was like childish. So it was just odd. They wouldn't go for it.
I think a lot of people are screw up number 3.
Yeah. I worked for WRIE in Erie, Pennsylvania. So that's easy enough, right? Erie. What else is there?
Damn it. 6 is going to be a freebie because it came up as a stupid, don't worry about it.
Okay.
It came up as a multiple choice question fucking thing.
Okay. So you guys are rich. 6 is 6. Everyone gets points for 6. So that's good. WRIE was Erie, PA. DRE in Ellenville. You'll never get what that stood for. It was their FM station.
W what?
WDRE. I would say it stands for me, Dre.
Right.
But no, the owner, oh, what a schmuck. Oh my God, what a jerk. Cy Dresner was WDRE, Dresner, DRE. So I said, well, you know, my first time there, I said, so what do I call you? Cy? Or he said, call me Mr. Dresner. Everyone does. So, okay. First guy. Oh my God, jeez. Yeah. All right. Oh, the wife is here. Hey, Donna, how's it going, hon? Oh, very nicely. We spoke about you often tonight. You're a star. You're a star at one of those beachside bars, you know? So, yeah. So, yeah, radio station call letters. Then I worked for WBUZ in Fredonia, my first station. And, you know, Buzz was just Buzz. And Hank Seraphin did not want to go with the whole bee thing because bees sting people. They hurt people. And this is before we even knew about the murder wasps. So, yeah, that's a story with my buddy Hank Seraphin. Not my buddy, but some great stories there. I was talking before about you know, the Addams Family franchise, and sadly, I forgot all about this. In the movie, Raul Julia played the Gomez character, and he died like a year later. Yeah, man. He was only 54 years old too. Yeah, he had pneumonia. No, a stroke. Yeah. But he was in good. No one knew what was going on. So sad. Angelica Houston played Morticia. We gave that away in '91 and '98. She was nominated for the Golden Globe in '91. And Christopher Lloyd played Uncle Fester in the first movie. Christina Ricci played Wednesday. Jackie Coogan played Uncle Fester in the.
Jackie Coogan.
Yeah, played Uncle Fester. Yeah, really. The Champ, yes. He played Uncle Fester in the TV series. And no, leave it on, doll. Leave it on. It has to be on for 24 hours. Honey, I'm doing the show now, but put it back on. Yeah, we opened up the pool. You can't go in yet, but there was a bit of an algae problem. So went to Aquajet. They're so nice there, but they should be nice to you because when you leave, you spend $100 on pool chemicals. So so they like you a lot, you know, but they are very nice as opposed to the other guys. It's a shock, yes. Yeah. So that's good, Rich. Yeah. So what was I going on? Yeah, about no longer about the no neck guy. Yeah, Raul Julia. And didn't John Cusack play some kind of, maybe slated to play a character? Not sure there. So how are we doing on time, my man?
I think Bad Wolf didn't understand that. Bad Wolf, we were looking for what the call letter stood for.
Yeah, what do the calls stand for? They all have a name. Like
you can resubmit Bad Wolf. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. So Bad Wolf to resubmit, please.
Like what does NBC stand for? What does, you know, WR stand for?
Yeah, what RNN, what's it stand for? What do they mean? So like, yeah, question 6, everyone gets a pass on question 6. Everyone gets a pass. Everyone gets a pass. So you automatically have 1 point on question 6. So yeah, so Martin, so like WRIE stands for Erie, Pennsylvania. WBPM is Best Popular Music. WKNY, Kingston, New York. So in that vein, what do all those call letters stand for? They have a specific meaning, each one does. Take a guess, you know, West Albany Medical Center, WAMC. Oh, wow, Ellen, I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Did you know that? I didn't know that. WAMC, the station out of Albany, the NPR station. Wow, that's so cool. I did not know that, Ed. Honey, I'm live. I can't engage, you know. So you can come down and talk though if you want, because we got to fill time. Yeah. So
you guys know when I put the absolute first second I put the laptop on my lap.
Oh yeah, the dogs love their trivia, Rich. Now, yeah, they like some. Let me see your reflection there. It's not showing up like it did the week before. So, okay.
I got my yarmulke.
Got your yarmulke on, yeah. Your kippa, yeah. So, kippa, something like that, yeah. So, yeah. Ellen wants more points for knowing West Albany Medical Center. Don't know if we can do that for you. Okay. Give you a couple more, you know, just because you're from out of town. Yeah. There you are, Rich. I see you now. Yeah. This is a good beer, bro.
I like it.
I got to get it again. Orbital tilt.
What's in the box?
Who texted me? Okay, no one texted me at. I got a message from the Huffington Post. This drive-through strip club is serving up a sexy and safe solution to keep income and customers coming during COVID-19. No pun intended. Yeah, Colleen. Yes, they are. They are. Yeah. Sue Lichtenberg. Don't worry about question 6. Everyone gets a point for that. It was our mess up. So. Q6, everyone gets a point.
Everybody gets a 3 points.
Colleen, correct.
I'm waiting on like maybe 4 teams. 5 points.
Forget about the first W. Yeah, so the first W. There used to be a station in New York, WWRL, and I knew what that meant. It was something funny, but I forgot. Yeah, so many just had meanings. There was another station in Erie, Pennsylvania, WICU, which you know what that meant. That was no mystery. Yeah, I only did one shift at WRIE. I was living in Jamestown, and I was to do. No, hang on. I did 2 shifts. I first did a air shift. And then I was to do news, but it was like a blizzard, and I couldn't get there on time. And the guy said, "No, you live too far away. Can't have it." So that was my WRIE experience. They had what we called a stand-up board. You didn't sit down, you stood up. That was cool. But they also had like a dial by your knee. And if you stood up, it pointed downwards, and the dial broke, so like a sharp edge. You cut your knee like 3 times a day. Speaking of radio and getting injured, I think I'm the only person ever to have a workman's comp claim in radio. I tell you, back in the day, used to have to, before with computers, but you used to have to edit tape with we called it a block and a razor. So you'd put your tape on this block. And then you cut it with a razor blade. So anyway, the razor slipped, and I cut my fingers, like this one and this one. And you ever cut your fingers? It bleeds like a son of a bitch. Yeah,
I cut my wrist.
So,
accidentally.
All right. So anyway, ever since then, this finger, I'm not giving you the finger. You can't really see. The fingernail has since grown back split. But this one, anyway, I went to the hospital, and they put me through the whole suicide protocol because they had to, but the guy stitched it up pretty nicely. Anyway, that was probably the only person ever to submit a claim on.
Workman's comp stuff.
Yeah. No, they paid.
Well, they paid me too, but it wasn't that.
Yeah. So that's my radio story. So, and Rich, you don't need counseling, do you? You're good to go.
No. See, look, I'll show you what happened. You probably can't see it on his.
The tattoo covers it up.
The tattoo covers it up. Yeah. I was moving a plate, storm window, and the window fell on my wrist. I don't recommend that. Severed my ulnar nerve. Had to have it reattached. It wasn't fun. I was out of work for quite a bit of time.
That must limit your activities for a while.
No, I'm good.
Well, maybe you got better, but
it's like only I can't. I can do this on this hand, but I can't do it on.
Oh, you're almost there. You're almost there. Which is your ulnar nerve? Is that like ulnar?
That connects all up to your elbow.
See, I was being salacious there, and you weren't going for it, and I salute you for that, my friend. Yes. So I thought it would limit your activities. You get where I'm going? Okay.
I'm left-handed.
You know what they say? If you're right-handed, use your left hand because it'll feel like somebody else. It's a joke like that. God, terminally adolescent. I love it. Me, not you, man.
It's a sick question. I don't have to take that.
Yeah. So,
one or two more.
Is that our last round? No, we have one more round. One more round. Okay. All right. So, how are we doing on answers on that one? Any closer?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay. All right. So,
I think I'm waiting on Batman and Bad. Let me go check. Bad Wolf and Batman.
You heard Mr. Rich. Bad Wolf and Batman, send us your answers, please, before the...
I may have Bad. Oh, I had Bad Wolf. Oh, Bad Wolf. They submitted the... They didn't resubmit, I don't think.
So, Martin, you probably heard, so resubmit, please, should you not mind. And I will give you the answers shortly, so while we're waiting.
I think I got Batman. And I'm proud. Oh, I do have Batman. I'm sorry.
Okay, Batman's in. All teams in then?
Except for Martin.
Okay, Martin from Bad Wolf, send in the new form, please. Everyone gets at least 1 point because clerical error, if you will, for the last one. Batman submitted. Oh, Joe Dudas. Okay, I keep getting a recommendation on Facebook that I should friend you. So now that I see who you are, I will do so, sir. Yes.
And I want to also say that I'm very proud of everybody tonight for actually putting the team name in there. We only had a couple of hiccups, and but I'm pleasantly pleased with the fact that you guys filled in the team name, and I didn't have to guess.
Are you pleased as punch?
Pleased as punch.
Do you know what political figure used to always say that? Pleased as punch.
What was that?
Hubert Humphrey, 1968.
Humphrey.
Yeah, HHH.
HHH.
I am pleased as punch.
Better than H.H. Holmes.
Who's H.H. Holmes?
H.H. Holmes is the guy that created the murder castle during the Chicago World's Fair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he murdered a lot of people. It was bad.
People check him, but they don't check out.
Check out.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, I heard about him. Yeah.
He was a sick
sick. Well, yeah, it's,
his name was Walter Mudgett. Was his real name, I mean.
And why they call him H.H. Holmes?
No, he just took the alias, H.H. Holmes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Sick fuck.
Yeah, clearly.
We'll give. Go ahead.
Give the answers?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. WNBC, that's easy, National Broadcasting Company. WPDH is Poughkeepsie Dutchess Hudson. I did not know that. I thought they just were making a play on WPHD somehow, which is a station, by the way, in Buffalo. WPDH, Poughkeepsie Dutchess Hudson. Number 3, CBS, of course, Columbia Broadcasting System. Number 4, WGN from Chicago, world's greatest newspaper. WRNN, the TV station on opposite WKNY on Broadway in Kingston, is Regional News Network. RNN used to be WTZA. And WOR, World of Radio. Are they still around, WOR Radio? I wasn't sure. I thought they went dark. But the TV station, WOR, World of Radio.
You want to do just do a score?
Let's do the scores. Yeah, let's you jump in.
Yep.
Okay.
Rocking out more beer, please. 4 still from 8 weeks ago. Ellen Atada 14. We're gonna skip Gwyneth Paltrow, the bottom team. I screwed up and put it in there twice. Useless Legs has 20, along with Brutal Suspects. Fredonians, Flashback Humor has 21. Mongolian Navy has 22, along with Quarantine. Yeah, they are, yes. Bad Wolf has 24. Stragglers have 25, along with Ultraviolet Inside. Gwyneth Paltrow is Head in a Box, and Batman have 26. My drinking team has a trivia problem, has 28. Jack Nicholas Cage has 28. Later than a Poughkeepsie period has 28. Baby Carlos is 29. Dread Pirate Roberts has 31. And Cinco de Penguins has a 32 in the lead by a point. 5 more questions to go.
All right.
Here's the last round, baby.
Last round coming up. 1 more round to go, and then we crown a champion. And you'll get this week a $25 gift certificate, courtesy of Deuces in Poughkeepsie.
I'll give you round 6.
Yeah, please, thank you. So, waiting on round 6 now, and then we'll send it off to you. Okay, here we go. Here's your answer sheet for round 6. Send this to us, of course, as soon as you get it, as you possibly can. Round 6, here you go. All right, and let me read them to you per usual. All right, first question. The categories, by the way, in round 6 are as follows. We have sci-fi. We have lit or literature, Another question about sports, the book to the movie, and finally, holidays. Your last category is holidays. Here we go. Okay, sci-fi, lit, sports, the book and the movie, and holidays. Let me read them off to you, because why not? You have the best laugh, man. Okay. Question number 1, sci-fi. Which Star Trek character is a big fan of Earl Grey tea? Which Star Trek character, if you will, not the actor, which Star Trek character is a big fan of Earl Grey tea? Question number 2 in this round. The girls in Little Women grew up during which war? The girls in Little Women grew up during which war? The girls in Little Women in the lit category grew up, enunciate please, grew up during which war? Which war? There you go. Third question of your final quarter, third question. The book to the movie. The book In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash. It was the 1966 book by the author Jean Shepherd that inspired what movie? In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash. It was the 1966 book by Jean Shepherd that inspired what movie? What movie? Okay. Go on now to question number 5. Your last question of the quarter. Holidays. What holiday was first celebrated in Spokane, Washington on June 19th, 1910, 110 years ago? What holiday was first celebrated in Spokane, Washington back on June 19th, in 1910? Did I not send the link to that? I thought I did. Barbara Noyes, I think I sent it, but I'll send it again to link to these questions. Here we go. Go one more time with feeling. Okay. And there's the link. Just send it once more. The link once more. So yeah, I'll send it to us as soon as you can, guys. Meantime, oh yeah, so I might have told you I did that that Ancestry.com thing, and found out that now there's lingo now for in this Facebook group that I'm in. Anyway, so you have BF, which is birth father. You have BCF, which means birth certificate father, and they have all sorts of other things. So so people, my thing is not my I know who my birth dad is. They're the same guys, but my mom, her dad is not Grandpa Charlie. It turns out it's this guy Ray Coates. Ray Coates, who was born on an Indian reservation in Ohio somewhere, who he may be Cherokee, but probably not. Anyway, where am I going with this? Okay, so I'm on this Facebook group now, and a woman's talking about how she found out her birth father, BCF, her birth certificate father, is not her father, it's a neighbor. And she thought, okay, mom's had an affair with this guy, could happen. So she's asking mom about it, and mom says, well, it was the 60s. And by the way, she said her parents were like total, like, June Cleaver family, yeah. June, so, but her father and mom had foursomes with the neighbors all the time. Right. And so her dad was like, the neighbor guy, so yeah, so they're all laughing about it. It's all pretty funny. Your neighbor is actually yeah. So they had foursomes. It happened, So, yeah. So that's the deal. So Barbara Noyes is saying the link is not coming up on this page. I don't know the deal. So
I'm getting.
Yeah, Barbara, we're getting answers. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah. I don't know what's the story there, Barbara. I'm sure you're a great travel agent, but you're not good at picking up these answers somehow. Sue, Paul got the link. Barbara, try again. Send it to you once more. But anyway, okay. So I'm the only one of my two sisters who hasn't done my two sisters have not done the ancestry DNA yet. But we're thinking that my sisters, they're like lighter hair, bluish eyes, kind of, and they strangely look like Leon Prochnik, the downstairs neighbor from AG. So, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. You know, it was an ongoing joke. You know, but so the Prochniks, yeah. Leon was a cool guy. He was a film director also. Moved to Australia, but that's another story entirely. He was into that whole est thing, you know, the extrasensory. Yeah. What's that?
I don't answer if it ain't Star Wars, I don't care. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. 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 It's a story. Oh, I saw this really funny clip on YouTube with Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah, he was interviewing people at a Comic-Con convention. I know it's yours. Yeah, I was just moving it. At a Comic-Con convention. And a lot of some of the characters dressed as some of the people were dressed as.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh wow, Ellen part Italian, huh?
This is the last time you see a vagina.
Yes.
It's like a 20-year-old clip, but it's one of the
It's so funny. Yeah.
Like to do that deadpan.
Yeah.
And not like piss your pants laughing, because it is by far one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I still have that in an email link somewhere. It's one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah. So so what else? So what's going on otherwise? The whole social distancing thing. Yes. People want to rush to open, but you know, you just don't want to rush these things. Got to be careful. A friend of mine lives in Tennessee, friend from college. Sue Paul and Sue Lichtenberg. Do you remember? She used to be called Judy Rohr, but now she changed her name to Bridget McMahon for reasons known only to herself. Well, she told me the reasons, but who wants to get into it? But anyway, she lives in Tennessee now, and she said they relaxed the social distancing things there, opened things up, and then they had a rush of new COVID, people contracting COVID and deaths from COVID. So you don't want to rush it. I watched People's Court, not People's Court. I watched that too, but I'm watching too much damn TV. I got to tell you. So you know, with you know, being inside all the time, like I end up like falling asleep around 10 o'clock. I wake up at 11. Then I'm up till about maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. So then you don't get up really till 9, 10 o'clock. So I get up at 9. Donna gets up early to go to work, you know, and I fall back asleep. I get up at 9 and People's Court is on. But it's interrupted about 45 minutes in for the Mayor de Blasio's press conference. And, you know, it's really cool. They have the guy doing sign language on, you know, in the corner. And it's so expressive, you know, like they do the signing, but a lot of it has to do with facial expressions. It's all body language. If someone was asking why do they have those like grimaces and grunts and like, you know, it's because that's part of the language. You know, the meaning is a lot of it's in like, you know, like he had like de Blasio was talking about vomiting, and the guy did this kind of movement for vomiting. So
well, you remember a few years back there was like somebody, I think it was one of the newscasters, that hired somebody to do sign language, and they had no idea what they were doing, and they were just like either speaking gibberish. It was so hoarse.
No, it was a guy from South Africa, I think.
Oh,
yeah. He was just you know.
Not funny, but it was just Christ. Yeah, he was just doing.
I wonder what I'm saying now. You know. No, that's total. I shouldn't do that. It's disrespectful.
I know it is.
Yeah.
You're going to hell, Andre. You're going to hell.
Yeah. Well,
no, but I mean, it's shameful that the guy even like went on there and did that.
I know. It's speaking of going to hell, there's a great Twilight Zone episode where the guy was a thug his whole life, and he goes to what he thinks is heaven, and Sebastian Cabot, remember him from Family?
Oh yeah, Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie. So he plays the guy who whatever you want, sir. So he wants $1 million. There's $1 million. He wants to, but he's always winning in the casino. He has every girl he ever wants, and he's getting sick of it. So he said, you know, I don't know what I did to get to heaven, but I want to go to the other place. And Sebastian Cabot says, huh, you think you're the other place? So he realizes he's in hell then. So pretty good. How we doing with scores, man?
We're
We're like halfway there.
Oh, guys, you're killing me.
We got like 10 teams in.
10 teams still in. Rich, I'm gonna have to ask you to do me a favor.
What's up?
I'll take over this seat. I have a just quick run upstairs. Okay. Yep. So I'll be right back.
All right. We're going opposite handed because I'm lefty. We're waiting. Somebody submitted with no team name. That's good. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk to you about Jesus Christ. Okay. We have, I'm still waiting on, I'll give you my drinking team, Jack Nicholas Cage, Brujual Dead Pirate Roberts, Gwyneth Paltrow's Head in a Box, Bad Wolf, Mongolian AV Cinco de Penguins. Waiting on you. I got 3 teams that just submitted. Maybe 1, 2. All right, this is shitty. Hold on. It sucks being left-handed sometimes. All right. We're submitting these bad boys. I think I'm going to talk to Andre. I don't know why I had this on because Andre's upstairs. Now I can look somewhat presentable. I don't know if I got a yarmulke on. I'll be back momentarily. We're going to discuss next week what we're going to do for the gift certificate. I think we might be back on Grand Cru, to my knowledge. I think. I know we're kind of floating around. We're going back and forth, but deuces. Yeah, I think. Hey, Andre, what are we back on to Grand Cru again or no? Or are we on?
Well, this one next week?
Yeah.
I haven't decided.
Well, it doesn't matter really. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You're getting gift certificates, the giggles.
No, I was thinking maybe like other old places like R&R Tap Room.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Something a little different. Mix it up a little bit. I know we're giving a lot of love and support. I just want to give a shout out to Deuces. We've been buying the gift certificates out of our own pocket for the last 7 weeks, and a few of the places have been really kind and generous. And I know like they're still doing takeout, and they've been really kind. And but this week, Deuces actually paid for the gift certificate, which was really nice. I don't mind. I went in and got food and drinks, and it helps them out, and I like giving back to them and helping out. So, but I really hope that we can get back to doing this like soon. I know we're all itching. I know. I just hope you guys will show up when we do. We do finally get this shit behind us, and between Keegan's and I always try to support Andre and come out if I'm not hosting at Deuces, but I've been a long supporter of his, and likewise on his end, and he's come out and supported me. So, but we're all in this together. And
that good gig at
oh yeah, they were a little cockeyed though as far as their hours.
It's a nice space, though.
Yeah, it was. It was great. I mean, they would, but the trivia would be at 7:00 and they would open the doors at 6:58. It's like, and neither here nor there. But it is what it is. But let me finish scoring this. I'll give you guys the final tallies in 1 second. We're almost there. I got like maybe 4 or 5 more teams to grade, and I think we'll be done. I'm gonna kick it back over to Andre. Hold on. Right. Let me mask back up again.
Woo! You have the cool one.
I know. I got this is the Chinese version, and they actually did something correct. Besides kill us. It didn't come from China. It came from something. I'm not blaming anybody.
Speaking of China, my brother-in-law, Johnny, he rents a room from us. He really watches a lot of news, too much news. So every morning he comes up.
It came from Europe.
Yeah, tells me, "Hey, did you see the news today?" I'm like, "No." "Oh, did you know what's going on in the South China Sea?" No. Well, China is there's going to be a war. China's, there was some standoff between Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, us, and the Chinese. Japan involved. Just flexing muscles to see. So there's it's not an oil dispute, but Malaysia has an oil company drilling for oil, something like that. And China wants them to go into a regional partnership. They don't want to, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I heard about it, and it does mean something. So, okay. Oh, I see Barbara Ann and Ellen Todd are getting beers, borrowed beer is rented. So, oh, I see. Yes. That's what happened. I did have to make a quick stop. You get old, man. You just, hair turns white. Hair turns white. Muscles atrophy. Ellen, remember I used to be a runner? I could barely run 3 steps anymore. I could walk, but I had to run to the mailbox the other day and ran across the yard and said, well, I think I'm good running 20 feet. That's about it. Forget 20 miles. So, whoa. Ryan Mascalino, buddy, that really went somewhere. He said, "Yay for new fuck toys." I don't know.
No, that's right. That's Anthony's wife. She's the best.
Okay. All right. Well, the conversation goes to interesting places.
That's right.
Giggles! How are we doing? Giggles, yeah.
Elder Reddings at 1, 2.
What? Speaking of giggles, I went to the one in Poughkeepsie in Hyde Park a few years back. They had to take a picture of your license when you went there.
It's stupid.
It's like, what the fuck?
We're just playing our cards. We've all been to Giggles. I went in there for the weed pipes.
Yeah.
All right, we're in.
All teams are in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 91 and 92 in New York marathons. Yeah. Okay. Let's give you the
the answers.
Do the answers first. Okay. So here are your answers for your final group of questions. The Star Trek character, that was an aficionado of Earl Grey tea was Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Jean-Luc Picard. Little Women took place during the Civil War. I confused it with Anne of Green Gables, which took place in World War I think. The pitcher was Pedro Martinez. Great with the Expos, great with the Red Sox, and pretty good with the Mets, but that was the end of his career. You see it every Christmas Day. Of course, the Gene Shepard book became a Christmas story. What a fun thing, fun tradition on Christmas Day. And finally, Spokane, Washington, 1910. The afterthought of Mother's Day is Father's Day. My daughter was born on June 17th, Carly, now Sequoia. And I always tell her, you don't have to give me anything for Father's Day. You were my Father's Day gift. So, yeah, sweet, right? And she is, and she was, and still is. So, all right, that's the story. It's been a lot of fun, guys. We actually went longer than we thought today. It's already 8:45 practically. Not too bad. Had a lot of fun per usual. Rich, I'm going to hand it back to you, man. You have the scores ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's have at it, man. Cool.
I'm the keeper of scores.
The scorekeeper.
The scorekeeper. I'm like the Zool. I'm the Zool. The Zool.
If anyone asks if you're a god, say yes.
Yes, say yes. Always say yes. All right. Here we go. So, more beer, please. 4, baby, 4.
Always 4 points.
Always 4 points.
So consistent. Yes.
I mean, can't get any better than that. Ellen and Todd have. Wait, let me make sure I did this correctly. I think this is correct. Yes. Ellen and Todd 15. Gwen, the GP. That's a bullshit one.
Ellen Todd flying solos. All the way from Carrboro, North Carolina.
I like that. Representing North Carolina.
Yeah.
Love. Useless Legs had 23 points.
All right.
Flashback Humor had 23. Brutal Suspects had 23. Latecomers, but we appreciate you joining us and showing us some love.
Yeah.
Freedonians had 24. Mongolian Navy had 25.
Oh.
Quarantine had 26. Batman had 27. Bad Wolf had 28. They were last week's champions, right?
No. Han Solo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the week before. Yeah. Stragglers had 28 along with Ultraviolet Inside. Gwyneth Paltrow's Head in a Box at 29. Later than Poughkeepsie Period had 31. Great team name. I owe you guys a couple drinks for that one. That's a good one. My drinking team as a trivia problem had 32. Baby Carlos had 33, along with Jack Nicolas Cage. In second place with 35 points was Dread Pirate Roberts. And returning back to the podium at the top. And they took a little bit of a hiatus, but we welcome them back to Andrew, Tim, and
nice.
Yeah. They were Cinco de Penguins. Rob Sentry, yep. But on that note, I will tell you this. You're going to double up because I still have your gift card from many weeks ago that you guys won. So now you guys have a total of $50
nice.
To Deuces. And I actually have a free appetizer and a free dessert coupon to even sweeten the pot a little bit. So it's when we return, it's going to be a nice little night out for you guys. But you guys can go there at any time. I can mail them to you personally if you want that. I can do that. And yeah, you guys have $50 in gift cards. Yes, but you guys could use that up, and yeah. But we appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna kick it back over to Andre. But we appreciate you. I'm gonna mask back up again. Mask it back up. I know. We love you. We will see you next week, and yeah, more love, baby. Thank you. Back over to Andre. Thank you, guys.
Once again, big shout out to Sue Lichtenberg, who designed these masks. I have one with a Starry Night, but this one's a little more comfortable. So the nurses love it, Sue. So thanks for sending it. I'm going to take it off for a moment, though. All right, cool. So yes, week 7 already. How much longer? Well, that could be a good guess. I'm thinking we should be done by, you think August? Perhaps? I don't know.
But I think in the coming weeks, we may start giving out some war rations. We're going to give you a tub of protein powder and macaroni and cheese so that you have it to go through the apocalypse.
Some powdered milk, some Soylent Green.
That's people!
Meantime, I'm looking forward. I got to go see, I want to see my son in Vermont. He just distilled a new batch of moonshine. I'm due to visit my Aunt Hazel in my mom's half sister in which I just found out in Colorado in August. So, and then going to Canada, Montreal in September. So hopefully these things can happen. Barbara, I don't need travel agent for that, but I will consider. Barbara, send me your stuff on Facebook and just so I have it. So in future. Otherwise, guys, it's been so much fun. Appreciate you coming out. Want you to stay safe. You know what to do. And some sunshiny day, we'll all get together again at our various trivia locations. That's all I got for this evening. Anything more from Rich?
No, we love you, and we'll see you next week.
Love you guys soon. Take it easy. Keep it trivial. See you soon. Have a great evening. Good night.